Today, we're talking unpopular nail polish opinions. Hey everyone, today we're actually doing my first ever tag video. This is the Unpopular Opinions tag regarding nail polish. I have seen multiple people do this kind of video, and Linry actually really inspired me to do this tag. She's a rather entertaining human being. I will leave her video down in the description link, as well as I did see Mediocre Manny's recently did post this type of video as well and did formally invite anybody who wanted to join in on the tag, so I will leave her video down in the description as well. So without further ado, let's just jump right into this. And just as a reminder, this is a opinion tag, so none of this is factual. This is all just out of my randomness. Everybody has their own polish preferences. I actually met somebody at Polish and Beauty Expo this past year that only wears cream polishes. Personally, for me, I could never imagine it. But for her, I love that for her. So even though our opinions are different, we can still enjoy the same hobby and we can still be friends. So that's my little disclaimer before I go and start off with the first question, which is, what is a popular polish that you don't like? And this may be a little bit irking to some of you because I know these are all fan fave polishes. These are all Orly polishes. I'm not coming for you, Orly. I absolutely love Orly. They give us the biggest nail polish bottles for the same price as everybody else, and I can't really complain about their formula or brushes either. I do really love Orly. The thing is, I cannot get behind or buy any of the following polishes: Scenic Route, Plastic Jungle, and Synthetic Symphony. I know. They're all cult faves. You're all going to be coming for me. But I have heard from at least a few people for each of these polishes that they all fade. Why am I going to buy a polish that's just going to fade on me? These are all ones that everybody raves about too. These are some people's favorite polishes even. So I hate to just come for everybody right away, but I just can't get behind getting a polish and then having it fade on me, especially seemingly cream polishes that seem easily dupable enough. I just don't get it. But we'll move on from that scarring opinion. The second question is, what is a polish everyone hates but you like? Well, that would have to be Sinful Colors Bite. I've seen other nail tubers de-stash this one. I hear people talk about how crappy the formula is, etc. I don't know. I just think it's a really cool polish. It's such a weird, funky, grungy green, and it has this like blue to purple pink random shimmer. It's just so weird, and I like it so much. I have only worn it once. It does take 4 coats. That's probably another reason people do not like it. And understandably so. I really don't like having to do a bunch of coats for a polish, but it's just such a weird one, and there's something about it that I really, really like. I think it's the oddity, the weirdness of it, but it's also really sparkly, so that's one. But LA Colors brand in general, I just feel like it's very underrated, and I feel like a lot of people don't like them, whether it's their formula, their brush, their bottle, their whatever it is. For me, I love their formula. It's actually the first formula that I noticed as far as polishes in general. It's the first formula that really jumped out at me, and I was like, wow, this doesn't chip. This lasts a long time. This is quality polish, even though, yeah, it's a bargain brand. When I first found that brand, me and my mom were both really stunned at the formula. Mostly the wear is what we noticed. At that time, I don't even think the word formula was in my mind as far as nail polish, but I do really, really enjoy those polishes. I don't mind the brush. One thing people I notice have really big pet peeves about is polish brushes, which I can also understand, using a skinny brush and trying to go down and stroke many lines to get it all filled in. It's like you're doing a coloring book or something. It's just not what we're used to after having easy one swipe fan brushes and things like this. But my thing is, I used to do nail polish back when all there was skinny brushes. When I was a kid, I don't really remember there ever being any other type of nail polish brushes. So I don't mind. I really don't, because I've used them so long that it's just kind of second nature to just go along with it. So it's not as big of a pet peeve as some people's, maybe, but I'm kind of ranting here. Let's go on to the third question. What is a nail polish finish you don't like? For me, that would be anything textured. Now, I give reflectives a little bit of a break because they can be smoothed out with a top coat, but I would assume most textured polishes could. I just personally cannot live with the texture alone on the nails. I would always have to top coat it, and that kind of defeats the purpose for some textured polishes. For instance, Essie's Belugaria. Am I saying that correctly? This is a polish I've never seen in person, but I've seen so many blog posts about, so many people have talked about it, so many people have it because it's such a weird one. This one came out in like 2013, so I think it is a pretty old one, but it's such a novelty. Still to this day, it seems so new and out of the box. It looks like gravel and stardust. It is so wild and it is so chunky, but it's absolutely gorgeous, and I'd love to have it in my collection. I'd like to see what it looks like with a good glitter grab type of top coat. And surprisingly enough, as weird of a polish as it is, it's extremely affordable online. So it is one that eventually I feel like I will be getting, even though it goes against everything in my nature. Like all of my gumdrops polishes or my shimmer sand or any of those types of polishes, mostly I've gotten rid of, or I've never worn, or I just top coat anyway. So it really doesn't matter if a polish is textured. I just personally can't do it on its own. Like, I've got to top coat it. And it's not so much the texture on my nails as it is that I have to deal with eye issues all the time. I just can't have rough nails going on. Question number 4 is, what is a brand that's overpriced? Ooh, well, here we go. I would have to say, and I just recently found this one out, Starly. Okay, excuse me, they want $16 for a bottle of polish? What the heck? No wonder I've never ordered from them. There are polishes that I'm definitely eyeballing from them, but like, I don't really think I realized that the price was so steep before. I just never really made the plunge. I finally was like late night just kind of scrolling through and decided to check out their website. What in the world? So I don't know. That's one thing, Starly, but also, what is up with the Brazilian brands? I have given them grace for over a year now, just kind of thinking maybe they get pigments we don't have here in America. I don't know. But the thing is, most people, I would say, can agree they don't want to pay the $13, $14 price point when they're getting a 10 to 12 ml bottle, when they can pay the same price point for an indie and get a 14, 15, some indies even 18. Now we've got people comparing with the Orly bottle. Okay, I'm looking at you, Victorian Varnish. People don't want to pay a lot for a little bit of product when you can pay a little for a lot of product. You know what I mean? So the Brazilian brands, they're overpriced, I think. I mean, tell me if I'm wrong. If they are getting more precious pigments or something that justifies the price, let me know. Is it customs? I don't know. I don't know what it is, but I would say the fact that they're $1 more than everybody else, but they're sometimes a third less polish, like 30% or more less polish, it's just wild. But I can't talk too much. About 10% of my collection is Brazilian brands. They're absolutely gorgeous, and that's why I was okay paying those prices for so long, and still kind of am, because if I really fall in love with the polish, what am I gonna do? Especially those FOMO-inducing pre-order ones. I'm looking at you, PPU. Okay, question 5 is, what is a nail trend you cannot get on board with? I would have to say, I don't really mind the glazed nails, but for me, it's all the offshoots. Like, lip gloss nails? Why? It's just a nude tone with a proper glossy top coat. That's any nude tone mani. Like, I don't understand. The many glazed offshoots of manicures, I'm kind of over it. Like, yeah, it's a nice soft subtle finish. Okay, let's move on though. There's other things to be done, and if you're looking for dainty, there's other things to do. But let's stop like renaming it a bunch of things and pretending it's new things. It's not. Because really, the lip gloss nail thing, that was a 90s trend, okay? It's been done. I love you, glazed lovers, but we're gonna love it or leave it, not keep renaming it. Okay, question 6 is, what is a trend you couldn't hop on board with in its peak, but like now? I would have to say reflectives. Now, similar to mediocre manis, I just feel like when it came out, that's all there was. And everybody did a reflective collection, and I was just oversaturated, inundated with the reflective market. I was over it the second it came out. Like, how are you going to pick when you have hundreds of them coming out at the same time? It wasn't my jam. Now I can appreciate a reflective. When a few come up, then I can actually choose from one. So I feel like it was just the huge wave of reflectives that made me not even want to go there. Now I do really enjoy them though, and I think that the reflective glitter is a little bit more glitzy than the standard like microparticle type of shimmery glitter. So I do really enjoy it, and in the sun, it's just so pretty. Ooh, this is a really fun one. Next question is, what is a color you don't wear often or not at all? Now, this has really changed over the years. When I was younger, it was all dark polishes, either black or dark blues. That was it. If I really got creative, I'd reach out to like a dark purple. So yeah, I was really into darker polishes, and I would not even think of touching a pink or red. Like, no. Too classic, too girly, I thought, even at that time. Now it's completely flipped flopped. I love a pink polish. It's probably one of my favorite colors now as far as polish goes. Red, I'm still kind of iffy on. I rarely ever, if ever, do a plain red cream. It's got to have a little glimmer, something else going on, maybe a topper. Like, I'm still kind of tiptoeing into reds. I have now found a few that I really like, but they're in really extreme specialty type of finishes, flakies and things. But nowadays, I rarely touch a dark blue polish. I've actually started really getting rid of a lot of those types of polishes. Even on the teal end, a lot of purples too, even though purple is definitely one of my favorite polish colors in the bottle and on other people. But for me, I don't wear it a lot. It's kind of interesting. I'm not really sure why, because there are plenty of purples that aren't super dark, and the only purple polishes I really pull for are super light pastel type of purples. So those medium purples are even kind of pushing it for me. Like, I don't know. I don't do a lot of purples, even though I have so many of them. So that's a really weird thing. But I gotta say, I'm also really finicky with yellows. I don't really like a lot of yellows on me. My skin just goes super pink when I put a yellow on. It pulls out my red tones. And then I get those lobster claws, like super red hands. And then I can't really enjoy the yellow manicure. However, I do enjoy a pastel yellow. A lot of the more medium yellows that I really enjoy, and that mustardy tone, that kind of dustier tone, those usually don't look too great on me. I have found recently, due to my project polish, that I am really enjoying a shade of yellow that I actually hated on myself, and now I'm learning to love it through toppers and kind of utilizing it in other ways rather than just seeing the stark yellow versus red on the hands. It just wasn't working for me. But I would say it's still not a super comfortable color, and it's not a color I could ever wear on its own, I don't think, unless it's like a pale yellow. Okay, question number 8. A polish you like but is overhyped. Ooh, this question burns, baby, burns, because I have only worn like one or two of these polishes. Okay, Dumacorn. I said it. Dumacorn. It's overhyped. Everybody has got a sheer purple with that Aurora shimmer in it now. And I bought like every BKL Dumacorn sibling, like every single one. And I don't even like sheer polishes. Like, what am I thinking? What am I doing? I don't know. I don't know. But I really, really like the Aurora shimmer. And I have a whole rainbow of polishes with that shimmer in there. So I thought I needed every Dumacorn sibling. I just thought I needed them all. Kind of like the Lion Paw siblings, except totally not. Like, they're all purples with the same shimmer. It's different. It's different. It's totally different. So, I don't know. I love them, but personally, I think I'll be going through my Dumacorn sibling stash and keeping my favorites, because honestly, I don't need like 20 polishes with a drop more purple than the next one, and then on the other side, a drop less purple than the last one. So I don't know, I just have so many of them, and I feel like everybody was super hyping it up when it came out, and I really loved the way that it looked. I mean, it's not like it's not a pretty polish, it is a polish I really like, but it is definitely overhyped. Number 9, a top coat that is popular that you don't like. I feel like there's a list here, but the two that really stand out to me are the Out the Door Quick Dry top coat. I mean, everybody has tried this top coat. A lot of people really love it. I don't love it. I don't love a lot of quick dry top coats, honestly. There's only a few that have really met my mark. I'm very picky, very hard to please with a quick dry top coat. Don't tell me it's quick dry and have it take longer than my favorites. Don't tell me it's a quick dry and have it take the same time as my favorites. Like, if it's quick dry, it really needs to be super quick. Like Speed of Light Quick, seriously. Because there are top coats that do it like super quick. So Out the Door gets to go out the door. Another one, okay, indie lovers, incoming, warning, trigger alert. Okay, we're talking Cuticula's top coat. I can't do Cuticula's quick dry top coat either. It's just not quick dry enough. And not only that, it's super thin and not very hard drying. Like, I want to hear it sound like plastic, like right after. Like, I want it to dry instantly, and I want it to dry super, super hard. And this one just didn't cut it for me. And last but not least, a polish that doesn't get enough love. God, there's so many of them, but honestly, the ones that are like ringing in my head right now are all these Dom nail polish shimmer sibling collections. Oh my gosh. Seriously, they're all so gorgeous. I want them all. They're just so cool. Like, all the polishes are cool on their own, but like they're really cool for a Skittle too. Okay, so I'm talking about the Trust the Shimmer collection and the Life is Short collection, and they just recently came out with this really cool spring collection, which you know I had to pre-order. And there's also the Boba collection, which I still need to get. Like, she is knocking it out of the park with these shimmer sibling collections. I love them all, want them all, will continue to buy them all as long as she can keep creating with them all. They're amazing. Again, perfect on their own or as Skittles. I just love them. And I know Dom is up and coming, growing in popularity, and it's so well deserved, but these all needed shout outs. Like, they're all so good, and they just keep coming up with more ways to use these shimmers. And I haven't found one that I haven't liked yet. So great job to Angie Dom for making all of these amazing shimmer polishes. What a nice way to end the Unpopular Nail Polish Opinions tag. This was such a fun video, and I feel like this is the kind of video that allows you guys to get to know me on more of a personal level and get to see kind of some of my likes and dislikes, and that's kind of fun for me. I love chatting down in the comments section with you guys, but I feel like I can't get super personal and throw just a ton of information out there all the time. So this is like a super fun way for me to do it. I've also really been loving Topic Tuesday. So if you're into these kinds of videos, definitely make sure to hit that like and make sure you are subscribed so you don't miss the next one. But that's it for this one, and I hope to see you in the next one. And until next time, friends, thanks so much for hanging with me.